The house was a whirlwind of activity, a symphony of chaos composed of scattered toys, unfinished homework, and the constant demands of a growing family. Amidst the maelstrom stood Sarah, a woman who had poured her heart and soul into creating a loving home, her own needs relegated to the dusty corners of her mind. Her days were a blur of carpools, meal preparations, and endless loads of laundry, her nights a fragmented attempt at sleep, punctuated by the worries that plagued her mind. She had become a master juggler, keeping all the balls in the air. But at what cost? Sarah had always been a vibrant and energetic woman, her laughter contagious, her spirit bright. But lately a shadow had fallen over her once sparkling eyes. The demands of motherhood, the relentless pressure to be everything to everyone, had taken their toll. She had become so consumed with meeting the needs of her family that she had forgotten how to nurture her own soul. The woman who once found joy in painting, who loved to lose herself in a good book, now barely had time to shower, let alone pursue her passions. One particularly hectic afternoon, as Sarah was rushing to get her children ready for their after-school activities, a wave of dizziness washed over her. Her heart pounded in her chest, her vision blurred, and she had to grip the kitchen counter for support. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through her exhaustion. It was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that she had pushed herself to the brink. In that moment of vulnerability, she realized the truth that had been lurking beneath the surface for far too long. She had lost herself in the labyrinth of motherhood. Her once bright spirit felt like a flickering candle in the wind, threatening to be extinguished by the overwhelming demands of her life. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. She was neglecting her own well-being, and in doing so, she was not only hurting herself, but also her family. It was time for a change, time to reclaim her life and rediscover the woman she was meant to be. The weight of motherhood, though often borne with love and pride, can feel incredibly heavy. Society places immense pressure on mothers to be selfless, to sacrifice their own needs for the well-being of their children. While the love for a child is unparalleled, the constant giving without replenishing oneself can lead to a depletion of energy, a sense of resentment, and a loss of identity. It's easy to get caught in the cycle of putting everyone else's needs before our own, convincing ourselves that our sacrifices are a testament to our love. However, neglecting our own well-being doesn't make us better mothers. It simply diminishes our capacity to be the best versions of ourselves. When we're running on empty, we have little to give, our patience wears thin and our joy dwindles. We become shadows of our former selves, our light dimmed by the weight of our own unmet needs. It's in these moments of exhaustion and overwhelm that we need to remember that self-care is not selfish, it's essential. Think of it like this: you can't pour from an empty cup. If we don't take the time to refill our own reserves, emotionally, physically, and mentally, we won't have the energy or the resilience to navigate the challenges of motherhood with grace and compassion. It's like trying to run a marathon without ever stopping to hydrate or nourish our bodies. We might be able to keep going for a while, but eventually we'll collapse from exhaustion. Motherhood is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires stamina, strength, and an unwavering belief in our own ability to navigate the unknown. And to do that effectively, we need to prioritize our well-being, to fill our own cups, so that we can show up for our children as the best versions of ourselves. The realization that you need to make a change, to reclaim your life and prioritize your well-being, can be both terrifying and exhilarating. It's like stepping out of the shadows and into the sunlight, blinking against the brightness as you adjust to a new perspective. It's acknowledging that you deserve to be happy, that your needs are important, and that taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity. This awakening often comes in whispers at first, a quiet longing for something more, a feeling of discontentment that settles in the pit of your stomach. It might be triggered by a moment of crisis, like Sarah's dizzy spell, or it might be a gradual realization that you've lost touch with who you are outside of your role as a mother. Whatever the catalyst, it's a call to action, an invitation to reconnect with your authentic self. The journey back to yourself starts with a single step: It's about making a conscious choice to prioritize your well-being, to carve out time for yourself amidst the chaos of everyday life. It's about giving yourself permission to dream again, to explore your passions, and to rediscover the woman you were always meant to be. It won't be easy. There will be days when you feel guilty for taking time for yourself, days when the demands of motherhood threaten to pull you back into the abyss of self-neglect. But it's in those moments that you need to remember why you started this journey in the first place. Remember that by prioritizing your well-being, you're not only taking care of yourself, you're setting an example for your children, showing them that it's okay to put themselves first sometimes, to chase their dreams, and to live a life filled with joy and purpose. Reclaiming yourself is a journey, not a destination. It's about peeling back the layers you've accumulated over the years, shedding the expectations and societal norms that no longer serve you, and rediscovering the woman you were always meant to be. It's about embracing your imperfections, celebrating your strengths, and giving yourself permission to shine. Start by identifying the things that bring you joy, the activities that light you up from the inside out. What did you love to do before you became a mother? What are you passionate about? It could be anything from painting to hiking, reading to dancing, writing to volunteering. The important thing is that it brings you a sense of fulfillment, a feeling of aliveness. Once you've identified your passions, it's time to make them a priority. Schedule time for yourself, even if it's just for 30 minutes a day. Treat these appointments with yourself as sacred, non-negotiable commitments. Turn off your phone, silence the notifications, and allow yourself to fully immerse in the activity at hand. Remember, you're not being selfish by prioritizing your own needs. In fact, you're setting a positive example for your children, showing them that it's okay to make time for themselves, to pursue their passions, and to live a life that is authentic and fulfilling.